look over us this day. We thank you for all that are here and the communities and families they represent. Just be with our chairperson, Lord, as he takes us through this meeting, and with all of us as we make decisions on behalf of our people. Unite us in the love that we have for the people and the devotion that we have in wanting to do what's right for all of those that are in our watch care, Lord. We just ask your blessing upon this group today, and just be with those that are sick and afflicted or in need of your guiding hands and healing touch. Lord, we just pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Roll call.
Chuck Hoskin, Don Garvin,
Honey.
Bill Anglin,
Here.
Bill John Baker,
Here.
Jack Baker,
Here.
Audra Connor, Joe Crittenden,
Here.
Meredith Fraley,
Here.
Taylor King, John Keener, Jackie Bob Martin, David Thornton, Carrie Cowan Watts, Phyllis Sargent.
We do have a quorum. We can do business, okay? Approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Reports. Talking leaves, career service, vocational education, and the weather report.
The weather report and the trucking report, that's what you wanted to hear, isn't it? I just want to introduce two people I brought with me. Kathleen Brown. Kathleen, stand up so they know who you are. Kathleen is filling in for Juanita Sanders. I think I told the Employment Committee that Juanita is on leave for about 12 weeks with her husband, and Kathleen will be taking care of any vocational training concerns, if any of y'all have any, because I know sometimes you do call. Buell does, David does, but Kathleen's handling that. We are moving toward having 5 full-time counselors for vocational training, so that when the summer programs stop, they're not going to be working summer programs and everything put on the back burner. Those 5 will still continue to work with the vocational. They're not going to be working in the summer youth program. They're going to be working strictly with vocational for the summer and getting ready for the fall. So that's not going to stop. So we will have those 5 people. And we will have our literacy program. This is the first time we've had 6 instructors. We just hired a new instructor for the prior Catoosa office, and we will have 6 full-time literacy staff, GED instructors. We have graduation planned. We're going to bus the students in from all the different locations to Tahlequah for our GED graduation in May, and we'll be sending out invitations for that. We are working with partnerships with the workforce office, so we have a partnership meeting tomorrow for the northeast side of the state. I've asked Jay Littlejohn to come in. Jay Littlejohn, if you don't know who Jay is, sometimes we call him Carl Jr. over at the Job Corps Center. Although his name's Jay, we call him Carl Jr. Jay's over our outreach, admissions, and placement, and he's got some information he wants to share with you. We're moving our we're moving our Oklahoma City office to the workforce office right off the interstate. All the partners are involved with getting over there to that one location, which is near the water park there in Oklahoma City. And Jay and his staff will be moving over there this week, and we are at full capacity thanks to his staff. We have an office in Tulsa as well as in Oklahoma City, and then we're also here in Tahlequah, and then we have one in Salisaw, and we're working with Arkansas border. Jay, you got the handouts? We have a new brochure that he wants to give you. We've detailed some of our staff over to Job Corps. We've got 2 or 3 staff that are working over there right now part-time. Barbara Porter, who is our project director for Dallas region, will be here next week monitoring and working with us to try to get our trucking program up and running. I've been working with Linda Donaldson and Angela Drews. Councilman Garvin, you asked about our trucking program. We're in the process, if you can envision the land right behind Job Corps, we're working with Linda Donaldson and Angela Drews to get that carved out for career services, and we're going to expand our training center behind the Job Corps, which would house our trucking program, our materials handling, and also move our buildings trades program, which is behind the Marshall's building, over into that location. We would open the doors to evening classes, and we're going to be working closely with VOTEC for the for those to be certified through the state, so that we would have also maybe a lecture hall so that we could do some other things. We're working on this. We're going to go through SPC for some of it. Some of it would be matched dollars through our training grants, and we're also looking at going after ICDG dollars for some of it as well. That will be incorporated into our 5-year plan for employment. Our intention is to do the CDL license with the trucking as phase 1, and then within 2 to 3 years move into the bigger trucking area. The Secretary of Labor, Elaine Chao, gave the state of Arkansas $2.5 million to redesign and develop the trucking training over in Arkansas. And right now there are so many jobs over there that we could get people jobs if we had those people certified. And right now, Drumlight is probably one of the nearest trucking programs through the VOTEC that we can send people to. So we're hoping to get this up and running, and we're hoping that Department of Labor will come in with some of the dollars to enhance and help this come about. We'll have a driving range behind the complex, which would also be open for other entities to use as well. We have a 5-year plan, as I said, that we're working on, which would tie all of this in. We're moving our business technology adult program over to the job corps so that all of our training will be in one area, which would free up space back here. We're working with Dr. Morton's education group and Michael Vitello HR group and visiting some of the high schools. Brenda Lance in the HR office is working to get those set up, and we've been going out with some of the staff and some of the areas to the high school counselors to make sure that they have information on our various programs. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Diane?
I tried to do it quick.
That was quick. You good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Executive Director's Report, Dr. Neil Martin from Adair County.
Thank you very much. First thing I'd like to do would be to introduce a new staff member, Mr. Daniel Faddis. Daniel is a part of our new outreach program and directing our efforts in math and science. He distributed a brochure at the meeting, which is our first annual science and engineering fair, which will include all of the schools in our service area. Be held at Sequoia in the new facility there. We're very happy with. You've heard of someone hitting the ground running. He really did. He's been with us just a short time, but is able to participate in the Region 4 ACES conference, which we held at Sequoia School a couple of Saturdays ago. Very, very good conference, and he has been a part of this outreach effort of Education Services and Human Resources, and really getting some things done.
Where's Daniel from? Adair County?
Well, unfortunately, yes. But he's been able to overcome it.
Okay.
We don't know how long that will last, but so far he's been able to overcome that. So we're very happy to have him. The valedictorian and salutatorian applications are arriving. I distributed the list. That's just through yesterday. Of course, the deadline is April 10th, and most of those will come in on April the 12th. Everything that's happened this month has been positive. Every eligible applicant for a higher ed scholarship for 06-07, including the graduate students, have been funded. So and we don't deserve the credit for that, you do, but that is really a positive note. And the positive comments that I received from the school superintendents and other officials during the distribution process for the commonly called car tag checks to the public schools was really positive this year. Really, really positive. I don't know whether the fact that, the announcement in today's Tulsa World that all schools are going to have their budgets reduced from what they thought they were going to be. I don't know whether they had some indication that was going to happen and thought, hey, this is good. But it was very, very positive. The persons that will be giving reports after my general overview also have some very exciting things to report, including last Saturday night's ball game. Do we have scoring? We got Zena here. So with that, and other than to mention that I had indicated last month that I would like to present a packet to you on the Directed Studies program. I'd like to delay that to April. That's one that we've got to do right the first time. It has to be done right the first time. So I'm doing a little more work on the agreement, the service agreement, that comes back to us before that. Yes,
We
sir.
have one question,
Yes.
Council Lady Yargin.
Thank you, Mr. Carmen. I was just wanting to clarify, Dr. Morton, if Central, is that Salisaw Central?
Yes. Right.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Dr. Morton? Well, thank you very much. Good report.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
just a short
Mr. Keener.
comment to Mr. Morton right there. I believe Mr. Morton said that all of even graduate stuff, those getting higher education was going to, was fully funded, but he didn't deserve the credit. But I tell you what, we as a council for recognizing us a little bit there for something we might have done, I think we need to give Mr. Morton a good hand up. I hope it don't carry out any further this year.
Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. You know, I've just marked my 1-year anniversary, and I've done a lot of things in my lifetime, and I never dreamed that I would enjoy this one more than any of the others. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. Okay, next, Head Start. The main one that gets these kids going started, and we owe a lot of credit for Verna to getting them started on the right foot.
Thank you. The first thing on my list was to wish Dr. Morton a happy anniversary, and it's been a good year. Wouldn't everybody agree? I wanted to report on our spring breakers. They have generated so much in-kind this last month. We've had students from Florida, Michigan, Ohio, actually 2 groups from Florida, and they're just amazed with this side of Oklahoma. They thought we were flat, red clay, no trees, and they're just amazed, and they said they came and selected Cherokee Nation because they heard so much about us on the news with the ice storms. They wanted to come and check everything out. They've been really good volunteers. But for your information, the end of this school year is May 4th. If anybody should ask, the children will be recessing for the summer in Head Start. But, early Head Start goes year-round, so it'll be Head Start that will recess May 4th. I'm really proud of our food service personnel. They were selected, all 16 of them, to go to Oklahoma City on a scholarship training, and only 6 of the 16 accepted, and they're leaving today to go up to do some chef-like training, so we're real excited for them. They'll come back and treat us to all that they learned. We'll gladly be their guinea pigs. I've been spending the last, seems like couple of months with the auditors. Head Start invariably is selected, seems like most every year, to verify all of our documentation. But we've had a real thorough auditor, and she hasn't missed anything. We hope to hear the results of that real soon. And the end of this school year and the beginning of the next marks our 30th anniversary. I can't believe, I have been involved since day one of Head Start, Cherokee Nation Head Start, first as a parent in 1978, so I'm just really proud of that fact. we're going to have a big celebration next year, so we'll be inviting you all to different festivities throughout the year. And then 08 will be our next triennial review, and we'll be getting everybody involved in quarterly meetings in preparation for that, because it does start a year in advance. There's so much to do. We'll invite folks from accounting, purchasing, the education department. In fact, our education advisory board is meeting even as we speak about different policies that we need to have in place, and they also meet on a quarterly basis. And I would like to invite you all to Week of the Young Child. We have festivities every year, all week long, during April 23rd through the 27th, and it begins with a parade around the circle up there, and we invite the closest center. So we'll have approximately 300 children up there taking part in all those activities that NSU students come and help us provide. Any questions?
Okay. Thank you, Vernon. Good report. JOM, Dr. Shelley Butler Allen.
OCO.
What is it?
I'm going to go ahead and pass. Thank you. All right, I'm in the middle of, we are in the middle of, my staff is in the middle of conducting the third pre-orientation Youth Leadership Institute trainings. We begin the morning at 9 o'clock and we dismiss between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. So this is our third of 5 pre-orientation trainings, preparing them, orienting them for the 2-week Youth Leadership Institute Retracing Cherokee Footsteps through Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina. So that's what we're doing today. The first session we had 119 students and sponsors. The second session, which was held in February, we had our numbers dropped down to 82 in total, and they're just a little bit less than that. So it looks like as we near the deadline or the date when we have to determine the 48 students and 12 sponsors that will be participating, we will have more than enough students that will be eligible to go on the trip. They are required, it's mandatory to attend 4 out of the 5 trainings and to actively engage and participate in the training sessions. So that's what we're up to today. I did pass out this the flyers, dates to remember, and the first one is on Friday, March the 23rd at 7 p.m. We will be having, as hosted by and sponsored by the Cherokee Nation Education Corporation, we'll be hosting the Warriors of Anikatua. They are from the Eastern Band of Cherokees. They've done quite extensive research on ancient ceremony and social dances, and they will come and provide some entertainment for the public at large. So, and it will take place at the Sequoia High School, and I'm crossing my fingers, the old gymnasium versus the new gymnasium. So, anyway, please, anyone that you feel might be interested in attending the public performance, please invite them to attend on that evening. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime presentation performance for many of us here in this part of the country. This year, the Oklahoma Johnson O'Malley State Conference, Cherokee Nation is the host tribe. And so we take a great honor and our job seriously in terms of trying to provide the best of best conference activities and keynote speakers and workshops. And we've worked very hard and diligently trying to bring on a good conference this year, the 07 conference. I would like to invite each and every one of you on Sunday, March the 25th, to kick off the conference. We're going to be having a culture feast, Cherokee culture feast, and we're going to have a hog fry and potatoes and beans and fry bread, and then we're going to have samplers of kanachi and grape dumplings, bean bread, wild onions. So those will be the sampler foods. So anyway, the culture feast will also have the Anikatua dancers, their warriors, performing there during our culture feast. That will be followed by the presentation of the art winners for the national or for the state JOM contest competition. Marietta High School, or Marietta School, first place winner, Tara Raybon. So she's featured on the front of our conference, program conference, and program conference booklet, and as well as our T-shirts. So we're real proud of her. We have a first place winner as well as a third place winner. So on Tuesday, I'm on my hands and knees, and I'll send out an email to you all. Tuesday is the banquet, and that always occurs at 6:30 Tuesday evening. And I would like to invite each and every one of you to attend that. It's special for our IECs, our Indian Education Committee members, our administrators, and our JOM coordinators that work hard and, really, really hard all year long for our Cherokee students or our JOM students. And they like to see y'all there and represented. And it's kind of gotten to be a contest as to which tribe brings in the most number of tribal council members and elected officials. So I'm really depending on you all this year because the chief will be out of pocket for this time period and the deputy chief for part of this time period. So on Tuesday, please. And I will also ask you, and I didn't put it on my flyer, please RSVP by the 23rd of March, which is, I do believe, next Friday. Is that correct? Next Friday? Extension 5144, which is Jacqueline Moses, our administrative assistant. I'd like to get the numbers that will be attending our the banquet, the JOM banquet. I didn't put that either. The conference will be held at the Tulsa Southern Hills Marriott.
Which day?
The banquet, it's on here, it's on the flyer. On your flyer. The 27th is a banquet. The culture feast is the 25th is a cultural, Cherokee cultural feast. But please RSVP by next Friday. I've also included the dates of the Cherokee Challenge Bowl. We do have 62 teams that have signed up for participating. On the second page you will see the divisions, when they're played, and what teams have signed up for the cultural competition, for the Challenge Bowl competitions. The last date on the flyer, the salmon flyer, is the Trail of Tears Awards of Excellence Banquet. That's April the 19th. It will begin at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be held at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Those are all good things, and it's because of you all that we can conduct these special projects, activities, and I do appreciate the funding and appropriations. But to the bad news. As you all, this is history for you. 2006, JOM President budget proposed a 50% reduction in funds for the Johnson O'Malley program. It was reinstated, luckily. In 2007, the President totally wiped out the JOM budget. It has been, we are continuing on because we're on a continuing resolution. So we have been funded for this program year. Once again, the 2008 budget came out. The President has zeroed it out. And I'm not sure exactly what type of support we have through the Bureau of Indian Affairs either. You know, how supportive they are. They're now asking, show us what you do. You know, prove to us that you're invaluable or a valuable program. I've heard it's duplicative, and this is what we hear from the current administration, is that the Title VII funds and JOM funds are very duplicative in nature. So we have a national JOM association that is, I do believe it's this week, or it might have been last week. They are on Capitol Hill, and they are lobbying in Congress. They've written, what do you call it, position paper, and they are really trying to compare, you know, column to column, the differences between the JOM program and the Title VII.
Cherokee?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Why can't we get the Title VII funds? Because they don't prove they're Indian.
I know.
And they don't
I
have
know.
any streams to make sure that they go to our Indian kids.
That's exactly the comment I made today. I was talking to someone today, and I said, well, they should give us the Title VII funds because we very much document.
My mom, as an educator, watched as those funds were funneled elsewhere and even to non-educational things over the years. And like security cameras, instead of going to the kids and stuff, she watched that, not here in Cherokee Nation, but somewhere else.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't understand why. Has that position been taken to advocate if they're going to say duplicate, give us the money?
Well, you know, it's the appropriations come out of two separate appropriations. Title VII is out of the Department of Education,
Okay.
which is a totally separate funding, and they are under the mandate of following with the goals and objectives of No Child Left Behind. That's just kind of a totally different pot of monies than is JOM, but out of the Interior Department, JOM is funded. So it's out of two separate appropriations, but we don't really have the support of the administration
Well,
with
they're really
our
trying to
oldest
fund Iraq,
and
aren't
greatest Indian education program. You know, we began in 1934, so yeah. But that was my comment. I think it was probably to Verna this morning, wherever she is. I think she left, didn't she?
Well, thank you, Shelley. I really
Yeah,
appreciate you bringing
so-
that to our attention. Is there letters that we can write, or what do we
Yes,
need
there
to do?
is. I'll just need to get you some draft letters to write, or you all...
I'd like to make a motion that this committee submit a letter as suggested or drafted by Shelley.
Second.
All right, I have a motion, second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, can you take care of that too? All right, very good.
Thank you all very
Thanks-
much. Any more questions?
Thanks for that report,
Remember-
Dr. Allen.
Well, all of it, but the JOM conference, I want y'all to be there. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, Sequoia High School. I know Gina could talk till Sunday about the good things that Sequoia. Congratulations on all the victories and everything that's going on. Go ahead, Gina.
We also got a confirmation that Angel was, for the third year in a row, the MVP for the Class 3A girls, so that's pretty awesome. I think that's probably going to be a record, because I'm sure that she'll have a shot at it again next year. So out of that basketball group, we don't lose any. We don't have any seniors on that team, so I think she's got a good shot at making a record that's going to be hard to beat. And it was a tough loss for our boys. Those of you there, I really want to thank you. I appreciate seeing you guys there, and I know the kids know, and I know it's grueling to have to fight the crowds to get in there and get you a seat, and but it was worth it. Those kids did a great job. They represented us well. We received confirmation this past week that we did make AYP for last year, which is outstanding. It means our teachers are doing a good job, as well as our coaches. And we did have students. We've had several students that have attended, been in Oklahoma City as pages representing us and Cherokee Nation. And we have 2 weeks in a row where our students were outstanding pages, so that's pretty awesome. A lot of positive comments coming from our representatives and senators that they work with, that they really appreciate our kids and how they conduct themselves. We have 4 boys that are selected for Boys State and 1 girl that will be attending Girls State this summer. And we're in the process of trying to work out being a partner with the Boys and Girls Club, so that's something that we're working on as well. And we're hoping to get our basketball teams up to the day that they have Cherokee Nation Day, the legislative day at the Capitol, because our kids usually get to come up and get recognized. This year it's going to work out where I think our boys and girls can come up on the day that you guys will be there, so hopefully that'll transpire. We're in the process of administering our state test to all the grade levels. Our 7th and 8th grade have been included in that process as well. And we hosted the Regional ACES Conference during, I believe it was the area tournament. We had a lot of things going on at the same time, and that went real well. I've received a lot of positive feedback from kids, from some of the NSU kids. Dr. Morton was there, so that worked out really well.
Then almost 70 who attended.
Yeah, so that was awesome. That was more than we thought because of all of the things that are going on this time of year, so that was awesome. Construction of the track bleachers is nearly complete. If you have a chance to drive by today, drive by. They're laying the sod down, and they look really awesome. Those things were funded 5 or 6 years ago, and it's just been an ongoing process to get that off High Center and moving, and it looks awesome. It looks really good. Because of the snow days, we have had to adjust our calendar and make up some days, and we'll get you guys a copy of those calendars. What we're going to wind up having to do, graduation was scheduled for the 18th. We're going to continue with it on the 18th, so if you'll mark your calendars for that, we'd love to have you there. And if you don't mind, let us know ahead of time so we can make sure that we acknowledge you in the welcome. But we're going to have to come back on that Monday and Tuesday, so we'll be testing on Monday and Tuesday of that following week as make-up days for the days that we missed. Our summer food service program is going to begin on May the 28th, so any of your folks that you know in your area, if you want to send them our way, they're welcome to come in and feed their students or their children free during that time. And we're also starting to get some information back on our students that have applied for scholarships and stuff, so it's going to be exciting. Last year we had over $500,000, and our challenge was to try to surpass that. And we've had, so far we have one student that's been guaranteed the President's Leadership Class scholarship at Northeastern, and that's Taryn Hewitt. And Casey Clinton has received the PLC at OU, so we're pretty proud of them. And then we had a student that won a national essay contest on bridging the gap, and she won $2,500 for that. So we're busy. Things are going really well. Our kids are moving on and trying to get their scholarships in place, and it's been a great year. And I appreciate your support and the help that you guys have given us. And if there's anything you need, let me know. Or if there's anything, I'll get you guys a calendar. Any of those things that we have coming up, any of our banquets, you're more than welcome to attend, and we'd love to have you there.
Council Lady Yargi has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Not a question, just a comment that it is quite an honor to and just quite a privilege to watch the basketball teams. They really do have a lot of power in being able to unite their fans from across the state, and even if we see differences, if we have differences a lot of times when it comes to our Indian children and our students, we can look past all of that and really get together and cheer them on and really be heartbroken right along with those students. And this is, I got to attend all of the games and got to be pushed around in the crowd just like everybody else. I wouldn't trade those memories for anything, but we did have a lot of schools in our area and that also participated in the state playoff games, and 2 schools that come to mind from our county, Vian and Roland. Roland made it to the semifinals, I believe, and they were put out by a taller, much stronger team, and then of course Fort Gibson, Verdigris, and Adair, which are also in DeFortine County. I think I saw the chief jumping over the tape that divided the fans between Vian and Verdigris. I think I saw him jumping over on both sides, Mr. Thornton, so he could try to get the support of both of those teams there. I'm just kidding, but I know that we all celebrate with Sequoia, but there are also some public schools in our area that have Cherokee students and have Indian students that we're also very proud of. But I just wanted to make that comment.
Fort Gibson also, and I know that a lot of our fans, a lot of those schools were cheering for our boys. I noticed it, so it was nice to see those other schools doing that. And it's also it makes me proud to see our kids, because one of the things that we've stressed and pushed is leadership and citizenship. And I know the young lady, whether it was an intentional foul or not against Angel, our fans are they support our kids, they love our kids, and they were very upset with that. And I noticed when some of the crowd booed when she got her medal, our girls that were on the floor were going like this, trying to get them to stop. So that made me feel good that our kids were like, we don't have any hard feelings, no grudges, it's all in the game, let's move on. So that was pretty good. And we did get a little negative press over in the prior area because of that, but our kids represent us well, and that's the only ones that we can really call. So I was proud of how they handled themselves.
Thank you very much, Gina. Good report. Sequoia is #1 and the greatest. New business, Tahlequah Summer Program 2007.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if I could, let me do this in a little bit of a history first. For the last, with the exception of last year, for the last 30 years, there's been what's called NYSP, National Youth Sports Program, that has served. It was done through Northeastern State University, and it has served literally thousands of Cherokee kids. Unfortunately, it fell into the budget cuts of the federal government last year. Boys and Girls Club tried to step in and fill, part of that gap, but it came too late for this committee to really look at it and do anything about it. The Boys and Girls Club has a proposal to pick up that slack, and not only, does the Tahlequah Public School serve 1,700 Native American students, 65% of all the students in the Tahlequah district are Native American. They have stepped up and they're doing a summer youth baseball. They're doing other programs, but this one really helps our employees because it gives them some place to put their kids in the summertime rather than just running amok. So anyway, if I could, I'd like to yield to Janice Randall of the Boys and Girls Club and Leroy Qualls, Director of Indian Education at Tahlequah Public Schools, to give us a rundown of what they're proposing.
Okay, just a second.
Well, they may be probably better able to answer my questions. Meg. It says Native American, but how many are Cherokee?
Around 95% are Cherokee.
Is that Cherokee Nation or Katua?
That's, we've got a little bit of both. I think we've got 50-something Katua kids. We've got around 1,500 Cherokee kids. We've got a few Creeks, we've got a few Pawnees.
And it looks like we're providing the entire budget, so how are you matching those funds? And have you sought other resources other than the tribe?
We've put some feelers out there. The NYSP program estimated cost was $78,000 to run that program in the past. I think our district is requesting $65,000 to assist in setting up the program. And through Boys and Girls Club, Ms. Randall is with me. She's our CEO for our Boys and Girls Club of Tahlequah. I think that one of the best things that's ever happened to the Tahlequah School District has been the Boys and Girls Club intervention and after-school programs. There's tutoring for all kids after school. Our program is one of the most renowned nationally Boys and Girls Clubs in the United States. And I feel fortunate they've stepped forward to want to try to assist in setting up this summer program for kids. I know she's fielded some calls. There's been calls from patrons of our county and our district that have said, what are we going to do this summer? You got anything going? NYSP's not going to make. What can we do to salvage, some academics plus some other activities?
Are there any fees associated that the individuals have to pay? How do they contribute then to the program? Because we have a self-help requirement, and I'm struggling with how this...
We haven't looked at anything like that because through the Boys and Girls Club there hasn't been a fee. I know there's been some...
We have a lot of parents that volunteer though.
There's volunteers. Miss Kelly, when she left here, said to please let her know if this got off the ground because she would volunteer some people, some youth leaders to come and help work during the program. We've got a leadership program at Tahlequah High School also that some of their youth, the teacher would like for their youth leaders to become involved somehow with kids, but we've got to have something to provide for that first.
That's all my questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, next, Ms. Fraley.
Are you aware of ConAgra's grant program that they have for helping provide students, boys and girls club? March 15th at Pryor, they're having a celebration there, and they've given a grant to the Boys and Girls Club in Ohio to provide food for children during the summer. So you're welcome to come up and talk to those people. That's March the 15th from 3 to 5.
Okay.
It's ConAgra. Thank you.
Okay, Council Lady Connor.
Yes, I'm very happy to see this proposal. And as far as a self-help component, I don't know that we asked that of the Muskogee group that we gave $30,000 to last year. I don't recall that at all. And I know we can verify the number of Cherokee students that would be served by this program. And I would also like to volunteer my time should you need presenters or anything of that sort. And I'm going to ask that this committee, I would move to approve.
Okay, we
I'd second.
have a motion and second. Council Lady Archie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to share that Cherokee students verified and the tag money that was given was $1,223, and those are Cherokee students. So I'm sure that if they're in grades 3 through 12, they would be eligible to go. Is that a true statement? Yes. Am I making a true statement? So I would think with that number, that's a pretty good number to go by. I got these from the tag distribution list, so I know that they're correct. So I think that looks like a good program, and I think I could support it as well.
And we do a cultural component. I learned from Phyllis and Dr. Sly, and so they know that the programs that we do in the summer, we always have that component in there.
And I would just like to offer my services for the summer program as well.
Council.
Yeah, and make no mistake, this is not the only thing Boys and Girls Club is going to do this summer. Like I pointed out that there's been some friction in the Little League sports where it was way too competitive and some hard feelings. They have taken that up. What else are you taking up this summer?
Well, we just got back from the Native American conference where all the Native American Boys and Girls Clubs were, and we just found out that we are the only Boys and Girls Club United States swimming team, Native American or regular, in the nation. And so we have a fast swimming program that our kids are competing in. The people come from. They come from Pryor, they come from Stillwell, and they're coming here to swim with us. But we are going to do another summer camp for little kids, and then we'll do this program in the summer. But we have the before and after school programs besides our sports.
Okay, we have a...
I still have four, don't I? Okay, and the other thing is, Boys and Girls Club stepped in year before last, and I don't know if last year or not, when there was construction at the high school, and we couldn't even carry on our summer program, and they stepped in and did the program that the tribe normally did, and took them to the Heritage Center, daily, or on field trips, and had cultural stuff. So anyway, with that being said, I think they serve the numbers. I don't think we can put our money any better than with our kids, and so I'm going to call for the question.
I agree that anytime we can help our young people, it's a plus, and you've been good to help us over at Muskogee, and I'm going to vote for this. And it's called for the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Coach. Here's my former boss at Sequoia.
One tidbit, Mr. Garvin and myself and Mrs. Miller took Sequoia to the first ever basketball state tournament.
That's right. Give us a hand. Okay, all witness none, announcements none.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Don't eat too much.
Oh, they good at the second one.